Hello, and thank you for joining us on the Hill City Podcast. We are so glad you're here. We have a lot of announcements coming up for many of the changes that are happening. Thank you for all those who attended that last Saturday night service with us. It was heartfelt, and it was such a good moment of telling stories and pushing to the future. Hannah is just going to start with just a recap, and then we'll let you know what's next.
Yeah, so Saturday we announced that we are going to be doing summer services with North Rock Church, the church we meet at, on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. And we'll give you the full schedule, but I just wanted to recap what brought us to this decision, and John is going to share about our hopes going forward from there. But we know, I don't know if you have been a part of Hill City Community, but if you haven't, we made an announcement actually in January about the financial state of the church.
Yeah.
And we have been in a decline financially as far as drawing from savings basically since 2021. And we're really lucky to have, really blessed to have enough savings to draw from month by month to continue operating. And we are so thankful for the generosity of people who have made operations possible since then. As many people know, things have been really up and down since 2020. We've been essentially the wandering church, going from location to location. The longest we've been at any location has been 2 years. For the rest of the time, we were kind of finding different spaces. We've been at North Rock for about a year now, and in January, we announced that we had about 5 to 6 months left before we would have to fully shut down. And we promised that we are going to be making financial adjustments to try to offset the amount we were drawing from savings every month, but that we also knew that wasn't going to cover the gap. And that realistically, with a lot of people already giving generously, even with people giving more, if they felt called to do that, it probably wouldn't cover that gap either. So we had already been talking with North Rock in different ways, just about working together, about collaborating on some different events, or just helping each other out as church communities. And we're so thankful that they've been really open to that. They're very open for us to use the building however we need and everything else. So that was a great thing to encounter in the church we were renting from. And John and Pastor Chad from North Rock had been meeting up, just talking through different things that their churches were going through. And there seemed to be a mutual feeling of, hey, what if we tried to collaborate further and see what it would be like for our communities actually to work together? And we ended up doing Easter services together. We weren't originally even planning on doing that, but because of some different scheduling things had met and decided that would be a great idea. And we really felt and heard a lot of feedback from people that the Easter services went really well and that people enjoyed those two communities coming together, which was really cool to see. So from there, we started actually talking about, hey, our financial situation hasn't changed, but also we really feel like God is opening this door for some reason. And both parties, both churches, leadership really felt like that there seemed to be, at least from God, the prompting to take the next step. And that's been part of this process, is just really not knowing fully what God intends in this, but that we are being prompted to just keep taking the next step in talking with North Rock, getting to know them better, getting to know their leadership, and also talking about the potential of one day merging with North Rock and starting something brand new. But like I said, the plan hasn't been super clear. We haven't felt that God has given us the 100% go ahead on that. It's just been, okay, take this next step, take this next step, take this next step. So as we were nearing that 5 to 6 month mark and definitely had made major sacrificial adjustments to the budget as far as payroll and what we were spending on supplies and everything else, after that happened, we actually started meeting as larger teams to talk about the potential of a merge. And about a week and a half ago, John and Chad sat down and had really talked about needing to make a decision for a step forward so we could really test the waters, and decided that that might be doing summer services together. So for about 2 months, for July and August, we're going to be doing Sunday services with North Rock in the hopes that that will give us clarity, that as we take that step forward in faith, God is going to make it much more clear what the next steps will be after the summer. And we're going to continue to meet as leadership. We're going to continue to plan together. It's not going to be a Hill City does one thing, North Rock does one thing. We're really going to try to cohesively use our teams together so that we can really see what it would be like to be in community with each other, to be a church that is maybe headed towards becoming one church body. So that has been what has happened so far. For the next couple of weeks, we have our Park Day on June 30th, and North Rock is going to take part in that. That's from 10 to 1 at EB Rains. And then we are going to have our first collaborative service with North Rock at on July 7th at 10 a.m. at the North Rock Building, 10100 Grant Street, if you haven't visited us yet. And we are not going to have any more Saturday services for July and August. And the hopes are to, like I said, test those waters as we do Sunday services every week together while house churches are on break, essentially, and see what the future holds. So John's going to share a little bit about what we hope might come out of this process.
So hearing all that, one thing's for sure, we need your prayers. And we need you to just take this to God and take the next step with us. More than anything, it's the big question, what if? What if God has us in the right place at the right time? This is what God wants to do. What if God would ask us to do something together? What if we're better together? And what if God would ask us to grow in that community and bless that community with the tangible love of Jesus? And that we would just embed in there and make a great difference. So there's a lot of what ifs, but more than anything, Hannah and I are asking you to take the next step with us, hope with us, pray with us, and move with us into what God is doing. And one of the best things you can do is just come to that Park Day, come to the first service on 7/7 Sunday at 10 a.m. And we would love to begin to move this next step with God with you.
Yeah. There were a lot of questions that came up, obviously, and you may have many questions. We just want to say we're totally open to answering those. So please let us know if you have any. You can email us, you can talk to us in person. If you want to stop us at the Park Day and talk about something, please do that.
For sure.
But a couple of things that came up, we are not officially merging with North Rock at this moment, so our finances will be kept separate. That was one question that was asked. So if you faithfully give to Hill City, if it's your home community, we just ask that you continue to do that, that continues to fund our operations so we can do things like the Park Day, so we can continue to have supplies for kids ministry, so we can continue to fund payroll for the employees at the church. So we just want to encourage you to keep giving generously. If you've never given to Hill City, but you can consider it your home community, maybe just pray about what it would look like, not even to give 10%, but to give something sacrificially towards Hill City continuing in some way. We also wanted to tell people we're going to continue to do announcements and keep people updated. We're going to try to maybe put up videos like these, but also a great way to find information is still through our social media accounts and through the weekly newsletter. So please check those out. They are still going to be operating. If you don't receive the email and want to, there's a sign up actually on our website, or you can email me, Hannah Paschal at myhillcity.org, and I will get you signed up for that.
Yeah, and the information will be below.
Yes. And then we also, somebody had asked, this is really the end of a season for Hill City, that no matter what, Hill City at the end of summer is not going to look the same. And we don't know what is in store for us. So that's a real moment of uncertainty. It's a real moment of reflection and lament. It's a moment, hopefully, for celebrating what has been and everything that has been a joy and a blessing to you about Hill City. And we want to give people an opportunity to share those things. So just keep your eyes open. We don't quite know what that looks like yet, but definitely before the end of summer, we want to give the opportunity for people to come together to share those stories, just like we did at the Saturday service, and continue to, just mourn what needs to be mourned, and also celebrate what we can celebrate from our history and the impact Hill City has made and everything that's happened in our history so far.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us online, and please pray with us, and hope to see you on Sunday. God bless you.